Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast. There is a universally accepted axiom in both the casino and the global financial system. The banker cannot lose. Whether it's the house at a baccarat table or the megabanks orchestrating the global economy, the entity holding the capital is designed to be invincible. But history is littered with their spectacular, catastrophic collapses. Today, we're going deep into the anatomy of the banker's paradox. Why do they win? And more importantly, why do they inevitably destroy themselves? Let's start with the architecture of the invincible banker. Their advantage isn't luck, it's engineered. It rests on 4 pillars. 1. The mathematical edge, ensuring positive expected value over time. 2. Information asymmetry, where the banker knows the rules and the player acts blindly. 3. Capital depth, meaning the house can absorb short-term variance that would bankrupt a normal player. And 4. Systemic privilege, where macro banks operate under implicit government backstops, socializing their losses. When these pillars hold, the banker is untouchable. So, how do they fall? They fall when these pillars are breached, inverted, or bypassed. Look at the historical record. In 2011, Don Johnson won $15 million from Atlantic City casinos. He didn't count cards. He negotiated a 20% loss rebate and favorable rules. The casinos prioritized short-term volume over mathematical integrity, accidentally inverting the house edge. The banker became the statistical loser. In 2012, Ivey won over $20 million playing baccarat by exploiting a microscopic manufacturing defect in the cards. He turned a game of chance into a game of perfect information. In 1995, a single trader named Nick Leeson destroyed the 233-year-old Barings Bank because he was allowed to be both the head trader and the head of back-office settlements, a total operational blind spot. In 2021, Credit Suisse and Nomura lost billions to Archegos capital because hidden leverage was fragmented across multiple banks. No single institution could see the macroscopic risk. And in 2023, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed in 48 hours. Why? A velocity mismatch. They funded slow-moving, long-term assets with fast-moving, short-term liabilities. When digital panic hit, the speed of withdrawals instantly outpaced the physical speed of asset liquidation. When we strip away the complexity, a deeper topology of failure emerges. The banker doesn't lose to bad luck. They lose because, in their pursuit of infinite optimization, they attempt to suspend the fundamental laws of reality. First, the law of asymmetric velocity. Information and panic propagate at the speed of light. Liquidity moves at the speed of plumbing. Information will always outpace liquidity. Second, the efficiency paradox. In any network, optimizing purely for maximum profit eliminates redundancy. But perfect optimization equals maximum fragility. The most mathematically optimized network is the most vulnerable to collapse. Third, information decay. Information asymmetry is not a permanent moat. It is a decaying asset. If a rule or mechanism exists, it can be observed, modeled, and eventually exploited. So, how do you build a banker that actually cannot lose? You design for reality. You match the plumbing to the digital speed, ensuring liabilities never outpace liquid assets. You design for intentional inefficiency, maintaining redundant capital buffers because redundancy is the physical shock absorber of any complex system. And you enforce absolute consequence, eradicating moral hazard so that those making the risk decisions bear the immediate physical cost of failure. The banker does not lose to the player. The banker loses to the physics of their own network. The system is rigged in their favor, but only if they actually manage the rigging. If this deep dive shifted your perspective, save this video and subscribe to the XFO Intelligence channel for more frontier insights. Want to bring this level of strategic foresight to your organization? Contact us at xfointelligence@gmail.com for details about our thought leadership as a service. Disclaimer: the content of this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All historical examples are used for illustrative purposes.